So here with Director of Rugby Dave Morris, another busy week of games for the club. Tell us a bit about what happened.
Yeah, on the whole, really positive week for the club. The third 15, fourth 15 and fifth 15, they all won in their respective BUCS competition, all won really well as well. And played some university sides that we've not played before, and it's brilliant to go to those environments and make new friends over there, and huge respect to all the guys that we played against. The second 15, they had a break this week, but the sort of mood has been really good amongst those guys. Obviously, going into this week's game against Leeds Beckett, which will be the first time we played them since we lost against them in the BUCS final back in March. And on Saturday, the first team went up to Darlington Mowden Park. And pretty disappointing, really. The end scoreline doesn't really reflect the game. We're very much in it with 55 minutes. I think it's a 1-point game that just sort of fell away from us, and it's a strange one looking back at the game. All the coaches just sat down now and gone through the game together, and sort of trying to sort of feedback where our respective blind spots might be in our different coaching areas. And I think probably what we saw some fantastic performances. Isaac Miller's performance, absolutely different level. Captain Ed Taylor led from the front. James Hill, outstanding. Yanni has just been a really consistent performer all year. Jack Pons, great performance. So there's some really, really good performances in there. We just didn't quite get the consistency of performance across the board from the players, and therefore at that level the coherence needed for a team performance wasn't quite there. But just sort of away from the field as well, just some outstanding stuff. So Andy, our performance analyst, obviously playing at Darlington Mowden Park Stadium, which had elevation and power. Height and power, I think, is what Andy craves on a match day, and it had both those things. So he basically, with the help of 2 volunteers, set up a fantastic match day analysis suite up for all the coaches to see what was going on. So some really positive stuff off the pitch as well as your continuing commitment, Liz, to travel all around the UK to report on games. And we're looking forward to a good training week and some massive fixtures coming up this week for the club.
We're here with Ciaran, Beattie, George Chuter. Week off for the second 15 last week, but a big game against Leeds Beckett on Wednesday. How are you preparing with the boys?
Well, pretty sure there's no shortage of emotion and energy going into the game after our last outing last year. We got beat at Twickenham in the final, obviously, but I think we're just going to prepare as we've kind of always done and just get a clear focus. It's a grass pitch with posts, 2 teams of 15, a referee and a ball, and we're just going to get stuck in, play the way we want to play, and hopefully set right a few wrongs.
Yeah, I think we're just making sure we're focusing on this game rather than it being revenge. Of course there's going to be an element of that in it, but it's important that we're thinking about this game, a different Leeds team, different Loughborough team as well. So we'll use that as motivation, but I think it's important that we keep focused, and we made a good start to the year in the BUCS Championship, also with the friendlies we had before that. So it's just about keeping that momentum going and keep improving week after week.
And no home nations now in the World Cup semi-finals. Who are we backing to go all the way?
That was kind of you.
Well, I think it's easy to say New Zealand, isn't it? New Zealand, with that display against France, fantastic. It's about as good a game of rugby as we'll see at international level, I think. So it'd be a foolish man to back anyone but New Zealand, but it can happen in knockout stages of any tournament. One-off victories they can hinge on the bounce of a ball or magpie, anything like that. It's just very close to tell. But I think New Zealand will be favourites.
I'll say Australia, because they've beat the best team in the competition in the quarter-finals.
Oh, in the quarter-finals.
So
magpie.
I'll say Australia. Although if I was putting my mortgage on it, I would say
it'll be New Zealand-Australia final, and I don't really care who wins, to be honest.
Scotland are out.